This ain't rock and roll. This is genocide. It's also fire safety because Eric is currently across the room making sure that his stove is off. Listeners to the show, if you would also like to take a moment to make sure that your stove is off, feel free to pause the podcast, take a moment to check your stove, do it for the love of humanity, the love of God, and the love of this very podcast, Bowiesplaining. Eric's back.
My stove is off.
The stove is off.
It was never on to begin with.
My name is Dan. I keep my stove on all the time. It's a cruel prank I like to play on my kitty cat. Yeah. Welcome.
What about your pit bull?
In this reality, I'm afraid of pit bulls. Let's go with that.
Okay.
So
Pit bull is adorable. By the way,
it is.
Yeah.
We are back. It's been a while, and we
two while.
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 Hold on. Do I have my whistle? I don't have my.
Oh, does Dan have a whistle now?
I have a railroad.
Do you
whistle.
have a train whistle?
I have a train whistle from Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh,
I have two actually. One that I keep in my bag for work, and the other that I keep in my desk at work.
This is work.
This is work. We get paid millions of dollars to do this. If you would like to contribute to our $1 million, you can go to Patreon, look for Bowiesplaining, and give us so much money. $2, one for each.
Lick for it.
So this is Heroes.
Oh no!
What? Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to order my my.
You reminded me. Eric is ordering food.
I'm trying to order food, but it thinks I'm at Disney's Riviera Resort, which I have not been at for days.
Listener, if you don't see that in the background, there is clearly Disney's Riviera Resort. We are joined by a GPT bot that I have created called Bowie Bot, and we were playing with it a little bit. It can't hear Eric, but it can hear me, and
it does pretty well. If I yell loud enough, it hears me.
It sometimes hears through my headphones, which means that there's probably more.
Sometimes it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. So hold on, Eric. Did we talk about oblique strategies in the low period?
That doesn't sound familiar. No.
Okay, here we go. David, please explain oblique strategies and tell Eric how he can use oblique strategies to think about his order.
Excellent. Oblique strategies. A deck of cryptic, creative prompts dreamt up by Brian Eno and artist Peter Schmidt to shake up thinking and break through creative blocks. We used them in the studio when we got stuck. Pull a card, obey its wisdom, embrace the unexpected. Eric, let's apply it to your dinner dilemma. If we had the actual deck, you might pull something like, emphasize the flaws. Order something that sounds imperfect but intriguing. Look closely at the most embarrassing details and amplify them. Find the weirdest item on the menu and double down. Do nothing for as long as possible. Sit in hunger-induced meditation until the answer arrives. So Eric, shall we let fate decide? Pick a random number. I'll translate it into an oblique dinner strategy.
All right. Well, 733.
3. A number both mysterious and oddly specific.
No.
Let's translate that into an oblique strategy for dinner.
No, wait.
Trust
not 3.
Hold on. The unexpected
not 3.
No.
Eric, this means ordering something you wouldn't normally choose. Something that seems like an underdog, but just might surprise you. Maybe a dish you've never tried, or something that looks deceptively simple, but could be brilliant. So what's the menu option you usually skip over? That's your dinner. Trust in it. Let the Berlin spirit guide you.
The number was actually 733, and I really need your responses to be shorter.
Got it. Sharp and quick. 733 equals trust in the unexpected victory. Pick something you'd normally overlook. The underdog dish. It might just be brilliant.
Yeah, but what do I need? What do I order?
But what does he order?
733 is the number. What do I order?
Something slightly mysterious but promising, like a dish with an ingredient he's never tried, or a chef's special. If there's a wild card curry on the menu, that's the one. Otherwise, surprise himself.
You
A
seem to
wild
really
card
like
curry? I mean,
Well, it's
curry
got
is
the right
regular
mix of
for me.
chaos and
So
warmth. Very heroes. But if Eric wants to pivot, let's go with something smoky, spicy, or unexpectedly bold. Maybe a mezzi platter, Korean bakyu, or a wild fusion dish. Something with layers, like the music.
Hey, David, just for fun, Eric hasn't gotten to the album Tonight yet, but what dish would tonight be?
Ah, tonight's dish, based purely on the vibe of the evening. I'd say a rich, layered stew,
No.
something with
No.
unexpected depth.
It-
Maybe a
the al-
Moroccan
the
tagine,
album.
slow-cooked,
Oh,
spiced,
okay,
Okay.
Moroccan.
contrast,
Okay.
Wow.
much like Heroes. Or if it's more
Nope.
chaotic, a deconstructed
Nope.
taco situation, disjointed but brilliant when assembled. That's very
all right,
Berlin
well,
Bowie. So Eric,
you know,
what's the mood?
the
Slow burn or sharp contrast?
We're looking for a meal that conveys the feeling of the album, your album, Tonight from the 80s.
damn, this might not work.
So we're in the 80s Bowie zone tonight. That changes everything. If we're talking Let's Dance, then it's got to be something bold, flashy, and a little indulgent. Maybe a steak with a rich sauce or a big, vibrant plate of nachos. Something with neon energy. If we're leaning scary monsters, then it's got to be tense but rewarding. Like spicy ramen or something unexpectedly sharp, like ceviche. So
Dan.
which era are we channeling? Slick and confident or jagged and edgy?
Why are you avoiding any mention of the album Tonight?
Caught me, did you? I was letting the mystery linger, but if you're after tonight, well, that's a tricky one, isn't it?
I do
Tonight
like
feels
our,
like a
our third
tropical
guest.
dish that's trying to be a comfort meal. A Hawaiian plate lunch, maybe? Grilled fish or chicken, some pineapple, a side of rice, something that feels easygoing but maybe isn't as deep as what came before. It's relaxed, polished, but you might find yourself wishing you ordered something else halfway through. So, Eric, feeling like an easy island-inspired meal tonight?
You have an excellent point. I feel like tonight would probably be a steak with like a can of pineapples poured on top of it.
I have to eat this food eventually.
Yes. That's exactly the energy of tonight. Something fundamentally solid, like a steak, but then someone just dumps a can of pineapple on top, insisting it's an improvement. It's glossy,
No.
tropical, and a little confused, but hey, it looks good on the plate. So,
No,
Eric,
it doesn't.
committing to the tonight steak pineapple experience, or are we sidestepping into something with a bit more let's dance swagger?
I think he's still thinking, but thank you for your help.
Of course. Whether Eric goes full tonight steak pineapple chaos or pivots to something else, the important thing is the commitment to the bit. That's the true Bowie way. I'll be here,
I'm
lurking
not.
in the shadows of the Berlin Wall, metaphorically speaking, ready for the next existential food crisis.
I'm not committing
Okay.
to any chaos at this point.
Listener, just so you know what's going on here, I spent
You
about
spent too long trying to order me
days.
food.
programming this GPT called BowieBot, and it's filled with so much Bowie that it's insane. The idea is that David Bowie is now our third host.
David Bowie's like, hey, how about the Giants will order food for you.
So we're talking about heroes. There's not a whole lot to get into in terms of history because it's really kind of just like they recorded low.
When all of time was very young.
They released slow, and then they were like, "You want to do another one?" And they said, "Sure." And then Brian Eno called up Robert Fripp, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come record with us?" And he was like, "Sure." And then they made an album.
Oh gosh, yeah. And Fripp was like, "Can we reach into Eric's past? Can he be 17?"
Let me just make sure that history is right. Hey, David, am I correct in telling our audience that the history of the history of Heroes is basically a continuation of Low, but with Robert Fripp added.
You're mostly right, but let's refine it just a bit. Heroes is absolutely a continuation of Low. Same Berlin setting, same Tony Visconti production, same Brian Eno sonic experimentation. But it's also more assertive, more alive, where Low was introverted and fragmented. And yes, Robert Fripp is the wild card.
All right,
His screaming, sustained guitar lines give Heroes a raw, emotional punch that Low didn't have.
See if this
it's less about alienation and more about defiance, hence that massive anthemic title track. So you're spot on. Just emphasize that Heroes is Low's bolder, louder sibling, not just a repeat. Fripp's presence turns the tension up to 11.
All right, now here's where the rubber meets the road in terms of like my programming the GPT.
This hurts my brain.
David, what are some of your memories from recording Low?
Low. Now that was a strange, beautiful mess. A real collision of exhaustion, reinvention, and sonic madness. I remember endless, silent days in Chateau d'Hérouville in France, barely functioning from the aftershocks of LA. The place had ghosts, literally and figuratively. Eno, Visconti, and I barely spoke at first. We just let the music happen. There's a moment burned into my mind. Sitting in the control room, listening to those alien drum sounds on Sound and Vision, thinking, what on earth are we making? It was fractured, fragmented, but I knew it was right. And then, of course, Berlin. Gray skies, cheap cafes, watching the wall from the studio window. The city was like a half-finished painting, and so was I. We built Low from pieces of me that weren't even whole yet. It was a time of deconstruction, of not knowing what came next. But that's where the best art comes from, isn't it?
Sorry, I meant your memories of recording Heroes. Also, he's thinking rather.
Oh, okay. Are we doing a podcast right
Heroes. Now that one had a different energy. Where Low was fractured, Heroes felt charged, almost electric. Berlin had settled into me by then.
I have this next part covered.
Don't worry. Anymore. I was creating. We recorded at Honda Studios, right by the Berlin Wall.
A question that I'm sure
see the guards watching us from the towers. That feeling, being so close to something so oppressive, it seeped into the music. And then there was Fripp. He walks in, plugs in, and just goes for it. No rehearsals, no second takes, those massive screaming guitar lines, pure instinct. Visconti set up a bizarre 3-mic vocal setup for the title track. The farther I stepped back, the bigger and more distant my voice sounded. So by the final verse, I was practically shouting across the room.
It's true.
That's why it builds like a desperate prayer. It was a time of momentum, defiance, and sheer creative instinct. Heroes didn't ask questions. It just existed, loud and defiant, in the shadow of the wall.
David, what would you like to say to our listeners who are listening to this right now and thinking, are they really just going to talk to a fucking AI the entire episode?
Dear skeptical listeners, yes, you are listening to two humans have a full conversation with an AI version of David Bowie. And honestly, Isn't that exactly the kind of weird reality-bending experiment I would have loved? If you're doubting, just lean in. It's the Berlin trilogy of podcasting. Unexpected, surreal, and maybe a little unnerving.
See?
But isn't that what Bowie was all about?
See, listener,
so go on,
David Bowie himself is saying that this is like the Berlin trilogy of podcasts. We're
Dan, fuck you.
All right, let's get into it. So, actually, I mean that does kind of cover it, to be honest. But the main thing is there was a lot of experimentation with, like the drum stuff that they did with Low. They kind of continued that idea with Heroes, except that they used like our co-host David said, they used gated microphones. So there's a moment where it's up close, and then there's a moment where he's further away from the microphone, and then a moment towards the end where he is across the room from the microphone and yelling into it.
Okay, what are these points? Because I'm not sure that I picked up on that in my initial listenings.
Let's get into a little preview of side B territory here.
Okay. Side B. Okay. Because I'm familiar with the album. I've listened to it approximately 38 times since we last
And also, people who
to
are
this show.
people who are paying attention, this is one of my favorites, a consistent top 3 favorite.
Dan's Spotify pin is 1, 2, 3, 7.
Let's see. Here, Rose. I'm really tempted to leave David on the whole time and have him just like interject constantly, but I'm not going to do that to you or the listeners.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I'm very confused.
God. Okay. Sorry. If you had a listener, if you had a heart attack, take a moment. Calm
Please
yourself.
call the ambulance for me.
Put your feet above your head. That's how that works, right? Is that shock? Shock.
Put your feet above your head when the ambulance is coming. Yes, that's regular.
That's that. Well, if you don't, they won't pick you up. They're like,
Yes.
where are your feet?
Oh no, we're leaving. This was a fake call.
My hands don't scan. All right. So we're starting off up close.
We haven't done this show in a bit.
This is him singing right into the microphone.
I like you. You're bringing me
And then we have
Chinese food.
Okay, now next up it's going to be a little bit further away.
Heroes is kind of a drone. I mean, we're not talking about the album yet.
I mean,
are we talking about the album yet? What are we doing?
No, we're doing side A, but we may as well do side B. Hold on.
Yeah, you got to tell me about the development of the album first.
Here, he's far away now.
Okay. Did he call me a queen?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm in for that.
So if you listen to the vocals, just the vocals, even though other things are happening. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Heroes, Bowie, vocals only.
Dan, did you plan on this episode?
Nope.
Okay. I mean, it's been like 17 years since we recorded our last episode, so.
Yeah. Vocals only. You would think that they would have a track just for this one. Vocals only. Heroes.
I like the song Heroes. I'd like to learn more about the album, but I like the song Heroes.
Oh, here we go.
Even though it's as I was saying, is fairly drony. It just kind of goes.
Here, let's see what we can do here.
What is he doing? Listener,
Oh.
my co-host.
Here we go.
We can get there.
So this is filled with all sorts of audio leftovers, but you can kind of hear. This is him close-ish.
Is this a demo?
I think it's filtered through a bunch of Audacity filters, but it'll get us there.
Okay. I don't like this person that did this.
This is
I don't.
Rose.
Rose, I'm sorry. Please subscribe to our thing, but I don't know that I like you.
Subscribe.
This doesn't help me.
Bowie.
Please subscribe to Bowiesplaining.
And
Oh, you capitalize the S in
guest.
splaining. Okay, good.
on our show.
A guest would be good. Yeah.
Bowie explaining.
Sorry, listener. I'm a little sniffly.
Thank you,
Yeah, it's allergy season.
David Bowie himself. Gonna capitalize H.
Oh, I thought you were going to say David Sally.
Oh, I should. Hold on. Now this is him far away. You can kind of hear the room
So David's yelling from across the room.
Yes.
Okay. That's how this album goes?
That's kind of.
Did David record this like in like a warehouse somewhere?
No, just a music studio. I think the warehouse thing is you're hearing the Audacity thing. Oh, let's see what we have here.
Oh, I don't like that image. No.
You're going to see more of it.
Oh, good.
Let's see.
No, nothing will drive them away.
Okay,
you
can hear it.
David.
Yep.
Okay.
It's hard to get it without the little spectral things. Here's production. Here's Tony Visconti himself. Hold on.
Oh, Tony.
TV exclusive.
Thankfully.
Is going to give us a masterclass in production. By returning to the original stems of the title track, he is going to show us how he layered and produced the song that would become a Bowie classic.
This is what I'm going to play you, the basic track.
Hold on. Before we do this.
Okay.
Hey, David, can you do a live ad read for Blue Apron quickly?
Apparently not. Or we froze.
Of course, Blue Apron, the culinary equivalent of Let's Dance. Sleek, stylish, and designed to make you look effortlessly brilliant. Feeling uninspired in the kitchen? Staring at your fridge like it's a balloon wall? Break through with Blue Apron. Fresh ingredients, chef-designed recipes, and absolutely no need to live off cheap Berlin sausages like I did in '77. Whether you're crafting a masterpiece or just trying not to burn the rice, Blue Apron gives you everything you need. Even Robert Fripp couldn't make a mistake with these instructions. Sign up now and let your dinner be heroes, just for one night. How's that? Too much? Not enough? Do I throw in a promo code Bowie77 for good measure?
Yes, definitely throw in a Bowie promo code Bowie77 and give a call to action.
There's a chance I'm going to have a heart attack
listeners,
tonight.
If your dinner routine feels as uninspired as a second-rate 80s Bowie album, you know the ones, it's time to shake things up with Blue Apron. Fresh ingredients, easy to follow recipes, so simple even Iggy could manage. And here's the best part. Go to blueapron.com and use promo code Bowie77 for your first box free. That's right, your meal could be heroes, just for one night. Go on, embrace the unexpected. I did, and look where it got me. Mortal and hosting a podcast ad read.
There we go.
Dan, the robot.
So you spent all this time. You spent all this time programming a GPT. That's interesting. What do you use it for? It does ad reads.
I'm gonna die.
Okay, here we go. Here's Tony.
When we had Dennis Davis sitting on drums, Carlos is in the room with his guitar, and the piano player is David Bowie. These are drums.
This is a BBC thing, so BBC, don't sue us. We will give you tariffs if you
build
do.
up heroes on top of this.
We'll order you some Chinese via AI.
The first cool sound, I guess, would be Brian Eno said, okay, let me have a few passes with this little synthesizer he carried around in a briefcase. So here we have mixed synths.
This is the droning thing that you're hearing, I think.
Okay.
Beautiful. It's in the mix. You don't.
Which I love. Oh, that's so part of it. Wow.
Okay. And so another thing David added to this, in those days there was some primitive string synthesizers. It's called a Solina string synthesizer. So David played this part. We thought this was the bee's knees back in the day, but it's really cheesy.
The bee's knees. That is the bee's knees. I
It
love
is the
that.
bee's knees.
I love that sound. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Oh, and that's what's so great about Heroes is it's layers.
Starting to sound like Heroes even more.
Because it could be so simple and
The studio.
boring and bland, but
And lays down 3 tracks. So we have this. We have this.
So all of Fripp's, as far as I can tell, all of Fripp's tracks were like in one shot, and I don't know which track it is that they just like handed him as he like got off the plane. They handed him his guitar.
Robert Fripp is like, "Wait, what am I doing? Okay,
Well, yeah.
I'm gone. Bye."
Well, him and Eno worked together a lot on some soundscapey things, so they had a working relationship, and so
my goodness.
So basically, I don't remember the track. I want to say it's Joe the Lion, but I'm not sure. Where they basically just said, "Okay, here's your guitar. Click, hit record." And they just press play on the tracks, and I would imagine Bowie's just like, "What's going on?" And Eno's just like, "Don't worry, he'll be fine."
Here's some cocaine. Go over there.
He'll figure it out. No, this is cocaine free. Remember this?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Now with less cocaine.
Less cocaine. But did Fripp have cocaine?
He came in later there.
That's possible. He doesn't strike me as a
Different
coke guy,
sound.
though.
No, he doesn't. Yeah.
We have this.
He always
track,
struck
3
me
tracks.
as a musician.
I think
They were all
he'd
very
be.
pretty,
I think he
but
wouldn't sit
they
down
were
as much if he was on
meaningless until I
cocaine.
threw 'em up like this. The 3 together.
A little Robert Fripp joke for you.
And I had to do some judicial mixed balancing in the mix, But we always had this constant Fripp thing going all over the
This
place.
constant Fripp.
Celestial Fripp sound. Okay. Now, let's see. There was one other thing that David played. He had this...
Oh, I love the Fripp.
rear
It's the
of the
vocals.
room where it travels the whole length. Probably
Here we go.
Third mic in that far. I set for the vocal. So I set up a mic in the middle of the room to capture how the sound travels that far, maybe 15, 20 feet. And then I set up a third mic in the rear of the room where it travels the whole length, probably 50 feet. And David was on this end of the room with a close mic in front of him. We had this ability in those days to put an electronic gate on a audio signal. So I put an electronic gate on the middle microphone and the distant microphone and set them to a specific threshold where if David sings loud enough, he'll open the microphone. If he sings quiet, the microphone won't open and you'll just hear this sound in front of him. So at the beginning of
Yeah,
this
we know
song,
how
you'll
a noise
you'll
gate works.
track.
Okay.
If you'll solo that track at the verse 1, please.
I will be king,
See, there's no reverb on that.
and you
That's
will be queen.
Stop. So verse
that's
4.
surprisingly intimate.
Now he's working the middle mic and the end mic.
I will be king.
Because I've been singing to this song all day, but wow.
Will be queen.
Okay, take the solo off.
Does he have a star between his legs?
Oh, we haven't gotten into our
point
video
that we had a great
watching
song.
episode yet.
Not yet.
That'll do. It's
Out by then.
out by then, he says.
And then
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. So this is
Wait.
not the way we normally
Hold on.
do these
What are we
shows,
thinking?
but
What are we thinking of this? What are we thinking of Bowie
that's
with the
Bo.
mustache?
That's David.
David Bowie with the mustache. How are we feeling about that?
No, thank you.
Yeah,
He's wearing plaid and
he's
has a-
he's the picture of every Gen Xer's dad at that time.
he's got a sketchier mustache than I had when I was 16.
Yeah, I like to think that it's on purpose. That he was just like, yeah, let me get a creepy mustache.
I mean,
going.
it doesn't help that his hair isn't there.
Well, I mean, as a bald, I have to say he does have hair, but
He has hair, but
it's
like
not.
that's not a good haircut.
I
for the
suspect
time.
that this time period was him kind of going like, I can just not give a shit, and that's kind of awesome.
Is this the time when he's like, you know what? I saw the devil in my swimming pool.
Oh, this was after that. This is his recovery from that period.
I'm recovering from seeing the devil in my swimming pool.
Right. Yes. Ooh, hold on.
Oh no,
I have an idea.
That's a bad look for Bowie. I don't like
David,
it.
Can you do a new Blue Apron ad read in which you include your story about seeing the devil in your swimming pool?
Ah, now we're cooking. Blue Apron meets the darkest depths of my Los Angeles paranoia. Let's go. Picture this, dear listeners. It's 1975. I'm in LA, dangerously low on sleep, and convinced the devil himself is lurking in my swimming pool. Now, whether it was a hallucination or just bad diet choices catching up with me, one thing's for sure.
I see where they're going.
I should have been eating better. And that's where Blue Apron comes in. No demonic visions, just fresh ingredients, easy recipes, and absolutely zero occult encounters. Unless you're making a particularly magical risotto. Get everything you need to cook like a rock star without the breakdown. Go to blueapron.com and use promo code Bowie77 for your first box free. That's right, free food, no satanic interference. Eat well, stay sane, and keep your swimming pools devil. How's that? Too dark or just dark enough?
That was perfect. While we're at it, do you know the track that Robert Fripp played on without any prior listening to it?
Oh, that would be Beauty and the Beast.
Uh-huh.
Fripp walked into Hansa Studios, plugged in his guitar, and just played. No rehearsals, no prior listening, no warm-up. He hadn't heard the track before, but Visconti hit record, and Fripp just went for it. That snarling, aggressive, almost mechanical sound, pure instinct. It's what made Heroes feel so alive. Chaos meeting precision, unpredictability meeting absolute control. Fripp was like a sonic wrecking ball, and we loved it.
That's the one. Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is real good. My dog is howling across the house.
You know what? I think we can just do this is one
are we
episode.
Doing like A and B right now? What are we doing?
I think so, because there's just not a ton of, I mean, unless we want to fill this episode with, we can do the tier list of the album so far. We have a bunch of covers we can listen to.
I'm already getting a headache just from the setup for this episode.
Okay, let's see where we go with this.
This is your show. I'm just here to be like, I also listened to this show.
Here's what we can do. We can go forward. We can have A and B sides, and then when we hit a certain amount of time and we feel like stopping, then we can stop and we can continue. So I think the structure of these episodes A and B will be a little bit weird. In fact, we can do kind of an A and B.
I think with weird is good for
I think
our
it works.
Show. Yeah,
and I think it works. And I think also with this one, we can get into track by track. We can talk about them, and then you can re-listen again, and we'll go into like more musical depth.
How much do I have to do the Bowie?
No, not yet.
Signal thing?
That comes later. That's when the fire truck arrives.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know when my food is arriving at 5:30. Oh, that's in like an hour.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be so fucking cold. Okay, all right. All right. Yeah, fine.
Okay, so
I live in the mountains. I don't expect like hot food when
here's a little Beauty and the Beast
show up.
By the way, Eric, when you listened to this track, did you remember the point sound from our episode, including the Red Rose Tavern?
Absolutely.
Yep. You actually did?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Absolutely. I remembered that. Like,
I love that seed was planted.
This is a good song.
It's a great song. So I'm just listening to it, thinking about Robert Fripp not knowing what's happening.
Robert Fripp. Poor Fripp.
Oh no, he loves this kind of crap.
I love Robert Fripp.
So
he's my entry into Prague.
Oh. And then at this point, he knows what's going on. So I guess he was just hitting some stray notes that could have been safe. And now he's getting a feel for it.
Oh, our YouTube is already canceled.
Oh, okay.
At this point,
it was taken down.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
It's still up. It's just that at this point we're like canceled for this episode.
Okay. No, that's fine. It's good.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there are two people who listen to us through that.
Oh yeah, are those the two that wanted us to listen to the Portuguese tracks from?
Oh no. No, the Portuguese fans were elsewhere.
And now here's Fripp doing some of his guitar, now knowing where the song is going.
Oh, I love Fripp.
I love how not like a guitar his guitar sounds. So anyway,
it's totally a like a synth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that. We have let's see, Bowie's. We're doing recorded it was recorded at the Hansel Studios. Oh, hey, do you know what the song Heroes was based on?
No, I don't, because you haven't told me yet, because we haven't done this show yet.
Oh. Okay.
Now we're doing the show.
Visconti. There's Oh, here's Robert Fripp. Here's your buddy. Let's see if he talks about it.
Is about your recording of David Bowie's Heroes. Can you please explain and just talk about the experience of recording Heroes with David Bowie?
Wow.
Well, the story is on YouTube for anyone who'd like to go up. But I mean, here we are.
Yeah, right now it's YouTube.
New York in February 1977, leaving the music business behind forever. Gone, never will I return to this seething pit. And then in July, I got a phone call in Waterside Plaza.
2022, he looks like he's recording this in 1996.
Brian, I'm in Berlin with David. Hang over, I'll pass you over.
This is on Robert Fripp's YouTube page. I'm going to leave him a comment.
Well, here we are, and do you think you can play some hairy rock and roll guitar? And I said, well, I'm not sure, because I haven't played for 2 or 3 years, but if you're prepared to take the risk, so will I.
Robert, what are you doing?
Next week, a ticket arrived, first class, Lufthansa to Frankfurt on to Berlin. So I got on the plane. I believe the first time I ever flew.
He's barely telling this story.
Those working players among us know that managers fly in first class and the rest of us are at the back.
Okay. I left him a message saying, will you please be on our
thank
podcast?
You. Yes.
Anyway,
it's Old Man, the YouTube cast.
The story is, and I can't find. So apparently, the story is Tony Visconti was cheating on his wife. Mrs. Visconti, I'm sorry if you're just learning about this now.
Was Tony cheating on Robert Fripp's wife or his wife?
No, his own wife.
Okay.
With someone in Berlin, I believe. And the story is that, and this is according to Visconti himself, so who really knows? He's not afraid of doing a little bit of myth building, you know? he saw he saw Tony Visconti and this woman kissing like right on or against or by or under or adjacent to the Berlin Wall. And he kind of saw this juxtaposition of all sorts of emotions regarding the wall itself and them and their love.
So this was like the real wall at the time.
The real wall, standing by the wall was a real thing.
It's not like the chunk of the wall that they have at like Orlando's
Epcot Center in the Berlin in the Germany pavilion.
There's a chunk of the Berlin Wall like around various chunks of America. Yeah,
no, that happened later when he did it. He did it with another woman that he was cheating on his then wife with. It's just a thing he does.
Oh, so his wife is the one that brought various chunks of the Berlin Wall around America and was like, hey, look, it's the Berlin Wall over here in Detroit.
Yes.
Okay.
Brian, Eno, P, and Fountain.
Oh, wow. P. No. Oh, that's gross. I don't want to talk about P. I totally want to talk about P, but it's
this
fine.
might be the story. It might not. Let's see.
A good
that's
example
very
of that
90s.
is the
Look at that
so-called
beret.
difference between design and fine art, which you must be.
Oh no, he does get into. I'm not gonna. So,
thank you.
Unrelated, but also related. Brian Eno, the sculpture fountain, the fountain sculpture, Duchamp.
No, what are you talking about? I'm choking on the small amount of water that I just drank.
Don't do that. Then you'll just need more water. This is by Marcel Duchamp.
Oh, look at all those vagina-shaped fountains. Yeah, okay.
It's a urinal.
Oh, urinals. Oh, okay.
And this is unrelated, but also kind of just fun fact about some of the people that we're dealing with in this time period. Brian Eno, according to his own autobiography, A Year with Swollen Appendices, which is, I recommend about half of that book.
Okay.
He decided that he wanted to pee in this sculpture, which was in a museum somewhere. And he came up with a complicated system of like tubes and hoses and put it under his clothes. And
that sounds
he had a reservoir of his own urine that then basically he was able to pee in the fountain just a little bit, and so he was happy with himself about that.
I mean, I've peed on buildings without such elaborate.
Well, but this was in a museum, and he found it funny that this was a urinal that you weren't allowed to pee in.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay. So, yeah, we have that.
Great.
We have Carlos Alomar, George Murray, Dennis Davis, Brian Eno, Robert Fripp. They worked under view of the Berlin Wall. They did a lot of work in, I believe, France and Switzerland, and then they had to, jump over to Berlin due to Tony DeFries related tax reasons. Bowie and Iggy Pop rented an apartment together.
Cool.
And let's see, there's probably an interview about that.
That sounds like the sort of thing that would result in some shenanigans.
You would think
Iggy Pop and David Bowie in an apartment in Germany.
Here we go.
Is this speed? Is it speed or coke? I can't tell.
I don't know, but it's going.
Well, both Iggy and I felt there might be time to clean up, so we were very smart about it. We went straight out of
cleaned up
LA.
at the same time in the same apartment.
Berlin, capital of Europe, Berlin.
That's actually
that was
the
the
case.
smartest move we made. But you know something? We were totally unaware of that. We had no...
we had a lust for life, and then we wrote a
We
song.
had no idea. It just seems such a romantically, historically interesting place, the Christopher Isherwood thing, and it being the gateway to Europe with all the art forms going in and out of there, and Dada being there. It just seemed like, the Bader-Meinhof and all that. There was something we felt conflict and tension in the air. God, if we can't write in this place, we can't write anywhere, And we're straighten up as well.
This is such a 90s video with these cuts. But
and where we chose to live in Berlin, actually not quite choice, because we both are skint, both really broke at that time.
He's so endearing.
It was an average working class area. A lot of Turkish around. It was a Turkish neighborhood. And it was pretty much, doing your own shopping. I know these sound like it's tragically, thinking, poor boy.
Yes, we're all crying.
I know, in America.
We had to blow a lot of Turks.
Turn up the shop, don't we? And sort of stuff gets sent round. Food and drugs, so everything's a phone call away. But there was a kind of reality in that. And there's just the reality of trying to think without drugs. That was probably even harder.
Is this an MTV video?
I think it is.
Okay. Mediocre, vacuous personalities in that period ended.
He keeps zooming in on his face in weird ways.
Themselves through the mill.
Yeah, how many cameras do they need for this?
Yes, what does that say about you?
I'm not.
I like this interview. This is great, but it's like Dutch angles.
Together, Not at all. It's just interesting that people who make those explorations, if they go through the cusp of those explorations, they do tend to come out the other side in a way better.
Gosh, a man at this age is like laying it out there, like I should be dead.
No, that's basically, he has said that many times, where he's just like, I should not be here.
Oh gosh, it's so interesting.
So during this time also, Bowie toured with Iggy Pop.
When I was not doing much in 1975, he invited me to come along on his world tour station to station in 76. And I had never seen.
What is that background? Is he in front of a crowd, or is that just a random hedge?
Getting up at 8 in the morning, travel by car. He didn't fly, so by car all day to gig.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't fly.
Would always be a fresh collection of the newest tapes by artists from
and
all over the world.
Subtitles are in
listening to
Dutch.
It. Okay, Tom Waits. He knew about Tom Waits before anybody. Kraftwerk. He knew about Kraftwerk before anybody. So not just, I'm into this kind of music, man, and that's all I like. He gets to the town, does a couple of interviews.
I think this is what side A is going to be, because the clips are going to do it better than my reading notes, because these are the people that were involved at the time.
Catches a half-hour sleep, and he's on stage doing the show. Then after the show, the guy won't stop. He's out checking out whatever band is in town, knocking on his guitarist's door at 4 in the morning, let's write a new song. I was exhausted just watching it.
And this kind of gets to
there's
we've talked.
Is that Warren? No. That's not Warren Zevon. That's
Frank Zappa.
Zappa, yeah.
So I don't know if it was covered here, but so they went to Berlin and they didn't realize that it was like the heroin capital of Europe, and I think,
but that's where people go to like slowly die. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so so in an interview that I think we played before on here, Bowie said like, well, that worked out fine for me because I wasn't into like downers. I was an upper guy. So this wasn't a problem.
Oh yeah. He's like, you can see from my interviews.
So, trying to get off cocaine, but you go to Berlin, there's a bunch of heroin. Okay, that's fine. I'm not tempted by heroin.
Oh, goodness.
And Iggy kind of talked about and we haven't really gotten into this, just how much of a sponge David Bowie was for like music and experience and art. And
That's, I mean, you kind of get it from the previous albums where he's like, oh, hey, I like soul.
right.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get a bunch of people together from the Detroit scene.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people it can come off as like tourism, but this is just who he was. And
he's elevating it and he's doing his own thing, and I don't mind that.
So there's there's the top 100 books that Bowie recommended at some point. The guy just read like constantly.
I'm sure.
So we have
He was on so much cocaine, he had a lot of time to read.
Well, and he also didn't travel by plane, but he did travel a lot. So on these long boat trips or train,
all these steamers across.
Right.
the
So here's
Atlantic.
Vile Bodies by Evelyn Waugh. Let's see. We have Grave for a Dolphin. There's the dolphin. Point is, he was just devouring this stuff.
He had time, and he had something that he wanted to focus on, which was everything.
And during this time, he also, like I said, toured with Iggy Pop. Here he is on piano.
That's awesome. That he just shows up in somebody else's show.
Yeah, he was just there.
Just playing. Like, why not? Because that happens to this day. Like, people just, like, cross into... They're like, hey, I have nothing to do tomorrow. You want me to join you? Where are you? Yeah, let's just show up at Chicago tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think that they just were supporting each other. And here's them on the dinosaur.
Right. Why not?
So, he's your soulmate. Where I Berlin.
And you meet the people that you want to hang out with.
It's not going to happen.
Not that video.
One.
Yeah,
this one.
Yeah.
The Idiot played keyboards and toured with him in 1977. With Bowie's help, Iggy was exposed to audiences he never dreamed of reaching.
Iggy Pop is considered to be the originator of what is
them
called
on the
punk rock
dinosaur.
today.
There he is on piano, on the school piano.
Oh, that microphone.
His R-rated act, the Dinosaur's G-rated show. But instead of the usual...
Iggy should put on a shirt.
Iggy shocked Dinah and housewives across America with stories about his notorious past.
You were doing things to yourself physically that were...
Yeah, and to other people, too.
You cut yourself with a bottle.
Yeah, well, that was because I'd done something really foolish the night before, and I was ashamed. And I felt so bad that I thought, the heck with it, and I grabbed a glass and
Oh, Jim.
But that was, well, I've had treatment for that sort of thing, since. Yeah, it helped a lot,
That interview, by the way, I'm not going to play it because it's too long, but that is a fascinating interview. The Bowie, Iggy Pop on Dinosaur show. Here, we can skip through.
You played a good chunk.
To be the originator.
Okay, that's a good point.
David's hanging out in the background and just like, I'm also here.
Well, it's interesting. Actually, the Dinosaur show in general is super interesting because, like, here's this woman who, like, she reminds me in so many ways of my therapist, where it's just like this nice, somewhat older lady who's
she's a nice lady, but then to have these rock stars,
and it was just like no judgment, but like just genuine concern of like, whoa, why would you do that to yourself? She's calling Iggy Jimmy because that's his actual first name, and I think Martha Ray was there being like, oh, I just love the music you boys make. It's an absolutely fascinating watch or listen. Super, super recommend it. Let's see what else we have here. So yes, Bowie was working with Iggy Pop. I'm just kind of going off the dome now because these things keep coming up.
Yeah, you've got so many notes, and we're not even doing the track by track yet.
No, I don't think we're going to need to. So,
hey, is this a David Bowie album?
Sure is. So here's.
Oh my goodness, you have so many notes.
I do. I have a lot.
I don't even know where to.
There's a lot.
Chime in on this. I'm just.
Okay.
I like this album,
right?
And it's
Eric,
so interesting to see some of this stuff.
Ask me and or David Bowie some questions.
Oh no, you're gonna use the frickin' AI.
Maybe.
Where was David Bowie mentally on the creation of this album?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe. Okay, here's what we can do. I can say what I think, and then we'll find out what David Bowie actually says. I think that during this time, he had kind of, the way I look at these albums. I'm going to answer this in a roundabout way. Is
keep talking.
We
got content to fill.
They
here.
call it a trilogy. I actually think of it more as Low and Heroes as two things.
The Berlin trilogy.
Yeah, and then Lodger and Scary Monsters as two other things. And the four together work as like kind of like a mirror image of each other. So Low is, to me, the way I've always explained it to people if they ask, is it's kind of an album where it's a person going, oh shit, I'm this person. And then Heroes was him going, okay, I guess I have been this person, but what does this mean for who I can be and how I feel about where I've been?
Okay, because it's a dramatic shift.
It is, but it also isn't at the same.
It's a progression, because when I look at Young Americans, like that's just funk. Like it's great, but then he moves into this Low territory where it's something else, and then Heroes isn't. Yeah, it's not that far from Low, but it's so pop.
Yeah, I think to me it's sort of like the guy that made Scary Monsters. What are you talking about? No, the guy that made Diamond Dogs, the album.
Oh, Diamond Dogs.
Before he put a pile of cocaine on top of himself. Kind of like woke up shortly after Low and was like, oh, it can be this. And then we get Heroes. Let's ask Dave. So the question was, where was he mentally during the...
Yeah, mentally. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, David, where were you mentally while recording Heroes, the album?
Heroes. Mentally, I was somewhere between clarity and chaos. Unlike Low, where I was still crawling out of the wreckage of LA, by Heroes I felt stronger, more present, but still deeply shaped by Berlin's cold, gray weight. I was focused but detached, observing more than drowning. The wall was right outside the studio, and you could feel the division, the tension. It wasn't just political, it was personal. I was still rebuilding myself, but this time I had momentum. The music reflected that. Fripp's wailing guitar, Eno's unpredictable textures, my own voice getting louder and more defiant. If Low was the sound of withdrawal, Heroes was the sound of stepping forward, even if the future was still uncertain.
Is it fair to say that you approached the album with a certain sort of energy, and then the environment infused it with a certain sort of dramatic flair?
Absolutely. Heroes started with a sense of purpose, but the environment gave it its drama, its weight, its urgency. I went in with more energy than I had on Low. I wasn't just escaping anymore. I was engaging. But then you had Hansa Studios right by the wall, with guards watching from their towers, the city split in half, It was impossible not to absorb that. So yes, I brought momentum, but Berlin infused it with tension, grandeur, and a strange, tragic beauty. The album wasn't just about me. It was about that place, that moment, that divided world. It gave the music stakes.
So he's literally recording this in Berlin?
Yeah.
Because I've been, not to brag, but I've been to East Berlin. I've been at the Wall. I've been at chunks of Berlin where this probably happened.
Right.
And
it sounds like not a fun place.
It's not a fun place. It's like you look around there. I mean, back in when I was there in like 96, it was like it was communist city.
Right.
And even then the wall was down, but it still felt very sterile. It still felt very very concrete. It still felt weird. And this is during a time that was during the Cold War. So this is before the wall fell. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's wow. Like that just I know that I've been there and I've felt that vibe of that place, and to know that this album was created with that sort of sense is very interesting.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of why this becomes sort of, low plus in a way, because it's like they went in like Bowie Bot was saying, they went in with a certain kind of energy, with a like, oh yeah, here let's attack this thing, and then all of a sudden, and also constantly looking for creative input and idea generation, because that Bowie and Eno together, they're like two people who are into idea generation constantly, and you put them together.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Where like everything is an input, everything is an inspiration, everything can be used as basically every little moment can be turned into a song with the use of some oblique strategies and some studio methods and Robert Fripp, and like it's like this kind of perfect storm of creativity happening at this moment.
Yeah.
And then like with the personnel, and then you throw them into Berlin. And
wow.
You have Iggy Pop in the background somewhere, Bowie with all this new energy and like seeking energy, and like, really, really looking to not reinvent himself for like image purposes, like actually reinvent himself as an artist to figure out who he is without the cocaine,
Yeah.
So that's that's why we have the album that we have, in a lot of ways.
And it's very musical.
Oh yeah.
It's not experimental it's experimental maybe in the lyrics, but the music is pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we'll get to Secret Life of Arabia.
And yeah, we'll get there. well, yeah, but yeah, like so much of the album is just he's making music again.
Right. And
he's not doing something weird for the sake of being weird.
Yeah. It's like, okay, it's almost like that peak Diamond Dogs creativity combined with the station to station sort of don't give no fucks attitude, with like a sense of clarity, but not like a prescriptive sense of clarity, just sort of a like, oh, okay, I actually know I know how to be a musician now.
Yeah. Yeah. So many of these songs are songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does get experimental later, but it starts out as an album of songs.
I told you that Sons of the Silent Age is my favorite David Bowie song, right?
I don't I'm sure you have.
I doubt that that's a surprise.
Songs of the Silent
Well, I love that song so much. The reason I said that is I'm looking up cover versions of some of these songs, and the joke was going to be that these songs are songs until they're in the hands of these other people, but apparently I'm not human. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Sons of the Silent Age.
Philip Glass. Do that one.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that. That's a whole other thing. All right.
Not doing it.
Here we go. I'll go back.
Fine. I like Philip Glass. Don't go to Philip Glass just because I told you to.
No, I'm doing it. So I'm using Google. Now you're making me register for an account.
I like musicians.
I hope you're happy.
I'm happy. Yeah, please steal Dan's information.
Username.
Dan is... what?
Jason Petros.
Dan is in the education industry, and he's very particular about how much information he gives out.
I don't want to. I'm not
$30.
I'm not going to subscribe to listen.
No.
Is there another place?
We can find some other way.
Oh wait, here we go.
Listening to this.
Oh no, it's the original. Yeah, we don't want that one.
We're gonna get taken down anyway. It's
gonna
fine.
edit this part. This is by Danny Michelle. So the joke was you were saying, like I said, that these are real songs and it's real music, and I was going to say until this happens.
Oh no,
I haven't heard it, but I'm gonna guess it sucks. Oh god. Oh wow, that is loud.
That was a lot. No, thank you. Well, that image is bad. I don't like that.
I like how whenever you tell Woo! I like how whenever you tell me you don't like something, I just make it bigger. Yeah, no, this is terrible.
No, that's really bad.
That's
right. Not a good cover.
Here's another version.
It was immediately bad when someone went, woo!
Woo! Yeah. I think I'm going to have to subscribe to do that one. Anyway, the point is,
oh, Emily Dickinson.
These songs are wait, Emily Dickinson? Oh yeah. Sexual persona, art and decadence from Nefertiti to Emily Dickinson. That's her sister, Emily Dickinson. What was I saying? Yeah, they're good songs, but I think what makes them even more interesting is that taken outside of this album and this setting, and possibly outside of Bowie being the person performing them, they probably couldn't really be done well. It's very specific.
Interesting. I'm going to have to listen to the album again with that lens, which is the point of side B.
So if I remember correctly, I don't know what Beauty and the Beast is. I don't know that it's about anything. I suspect it's about the druggist, but I'm not sure. Joe the Lion, I know, is based on Chris Burden. Do you know who that is?
No. What?
Okay, here we go. Chris Burden.
That handsome gent. Okay.
He is known for he
that's an image right there.
He nailed himself to the back of a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
His hands are nailed right there.
Oh.
And
Christ-like. Okay, yes, dead.
The installation was that the garage door opens and he's there nailed to the roof, and he had like x-rays done of his hands to know exactly where to put the nails so that they didn't cause any permanent damage.
Ick.
Yeah. And so the garage opens, the Volkswagen would pull out and like rev the motor like for a few seconds, causing it just a bunch of like smoke to come out, and it was like really disgusting. And then like it pulled back in, and the garage closed, and that's the end of the.
So he had a purpose to this.
Yes,
I would assume.
Some other things that he has done.
You're not going to address that, but okay.
What? I'm sorry.
Art.
Sorry, this is all normal to me. So, what was your?
What was the point of the art of this grotesquerie?
Well, the grotesquerie was a big part of it. That was sort of what was happening at the time in art.
Okay.
It was a lot of visceral sort of things. Performance art was starting to happen. We can blame Yoko Ono for all of this. But I believe the point
Thanks
was...
a lot, John Lennon, for enabling her.
I think the point of it was basically something around like consumerism and sacrificing yourself to consumerism. The Bug at the time was a very popular car. So I don't know. I think it would be something along the lines of somebody currently, and this is based on just scant memory, so listener, please forgive me. I feel like it would be kind of similar if someone were to do that with like a Tesla now, except imagine
a Cybertruck with a swastika on the side.
Right.
For instance.
Except imagine that Chris Burton had never happened. If someone were to do that for the first time, it would, have an impact, and it would say something about,
maybe
who we are and where we are.
Maybe, but probably not.
Yeah. He also got himself shot in a gallery.
On purpose?
On purpose.
I like it.
Yeah. It was all very staged, very again with the hands thing. He and just so we're on the safe side here, listener, do not try any of these things at home.
Please don't. Also, Republicans are fine people.
Yes. No, they're not.
What?
Never have been.
David Bowie is a man.
It's true. So they basically, he got a marksman, and the idea was for it to just graze his arm, as you can see here. But yeah, he got purposely shot in front of a bunch of people.
It's kind of an asshole thing, but okay.
Kind of an asshole thing, yeah. He later became a bit of an asshole. I guess he's kind of from what I've heard, that he's kind of, I don't know if he's still alive. Let's say he's still alive.
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Based on some of the headlines I'm seeing here, he died at 69.
Oh, that's sweet.
What a good year.
He also, this is something called white light, white heat. He lived up there in on that shelf above the gallery for a certain amount of time.
White light, white heat.
It's
like the
Velvet Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not.
I believe the deal with that was that he couldn't be seen most of the time, but people just kind of knew he was there, and he would make normal living sounds.
Pee on people.
Occasionally, I think Brian Eno was there and helped him do that.
Oh yeah, Brian Eno would have loved to have him pee on him. Yeah.
So this is Joe the Lion. It's based on this guy loosely.
Okay.
Kind
I like it less now.
Yeah, I mean, I
well, we're not talking about side B yet.
I got into Chris Burton because of... No, okay, let me rephrase that. I became aware of Chris Burton because of Joe the Lion.
Okay.
So it kind of worked in the other way for me, but it also got me into...
performative...
Right. And
protests.
Performative sort of art. And this is an area that Bowie would kind of hang out in later.
Okay. I could see that.
He became friends with Damien Hirst, who did weird things like getting cows and sharks in formaldehyde and displaying them vivisected in galleries. So.
Okay.
It's all kind of, and then there's like a fake unicorn that Damien Hirst made. It's all supposed to just be like this unnerving sort of thing where like you're walking in between pieces of a shark. Fun stuff.
Art.
Yeah,
with
we'll
an
get more
exclamation point.
We'll get more into this stuff when we get to Outside, which is in several episodes. Another one of my favorite albums. Let's see.
So we're going to keep doing this show, huh?
Yeah. Right. Like, from time to time. That's kind of all I have. Do you have any other questions for myself or for David Bowie? Oh, wait, hold on. David, before we continue, can you please do an ad read for Bluechew?
Bluechew, the Let's Dance of performance enhancers. Bold, confident, and guaranteed to keep you at your best. Listen, dear listeners. There was a time when I relied on sheer presence and a well-timed stare to captivate a room. Let's be honest, even the thin white Duke had his off nights. That's where Bluechew comes in. Discreet, chewable, and scientifically designed to help you perform like a rock star. Whether you're channeling Ziggy's energy, the Duke's intensity, or Hero's raw passion, Bluechew's got your back. No awkward pharmacy visits, just prescription-strength confidence. Delivered straight to your door. Visit bluechew.com and use promo code Bowie77 for your first month free. Just pay shipping. Stay legendary. Stay ready. Stay heroic. That should do it. Just the right mix of class, cheek, and Berlin swagger.
There we go.
All right, everybody. That's Bowie77.
Bowie.
That's the code for Bluechew. Please put that in and.
Yep.
Bowie77.
How do you describe this
Bluechew.
podcast to people? 'Cause
I don't.
Okay, yeah, I haven't figured it out either myself.
Most of my fans are Disney people, and I'm like, oh, also I do this Bowie thing, and people are like, oh, how does that go? I'm like, I don't know.
That's pretty accurate.
Bowie77 is how you should respond to that one.
All right. I think we probably have this one wrapped up. We're ready. Do you have any questions before moving? Oh, some other fun things. Blackout supposedly might be a reference to a heart attack or a rumor that he had a heart attack on stage. No one's really sure.
We'll talk about that in the show. Yeah.
Yeah. V2 Schneider is a
it's a reference to a large bomb.
Yes, but it's also Kraftwerk listened to Station to Station, and they were like, "Oh, we hear what you're doing there." So then they put out something called V2 Schindler. Hold on, Kraftwerk
Schindler instead of Schneider.
V2.
This sounds like side B content.
It probably is. Let's save for side B.
Yeah, let's save it.
Okay, so before we move on,
show up prepared for once. Okay, Dan, show up prepared for once.
All right, it's either I'm over prepared or under prepared. There's nothing in between.
All right, pick that old Bowie picture right there, and let's play something for the hippies.
For the hippies today. There we go.
I was just looking at the old album cover, but here we go. Oh, Pirate looks at 40.
All right. So, Eric, it's time for us to do your tier list so far of David Bowie albums. I'm going to go ahead and put the ones that you haven't listened to yet on the D. Oh, this is bad.
Wanted to say.
There we go. Yeah, put on something that's duty free.
There we go. Okay. go ahead and put that on. Can we put that on repeat?
This is a new thing that you're doing? Where
yes,
you're having me rank
thing.
albums?
It's a new thing.
Oh, please make this album slower sounding.
There we are.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, that's creepy as hell. Yeah.
That one you haven't heard yet. That one you haven't heard yet. Haven't gotten that.
No. Look at all these creepy Bowies. Okay.
I haven't done that.
Okay. Okay.
I think we're.
This is the new thing. Before I listen to the album officially, I have to rank things.
I just want to see where you're at. Okay. Are you familiar with tier lists? You watch YouTubes, right? Or
no, I don't.
Twitch?
I never look at the YouTubes.
Okay, so it's basically ABC. D is sucks, or in this case, it's we haven't listened to it yet. So ABC, just like school, but S tier is like its own. It's like unbeatable. It's above A.
It's sweet.
Sweet. Yes, it's sweet tier.
Okay.
So let's start with
put the man who sold the world. Sweet tier.
Okay. There you go. Ziggy Stardust.
Sweet.
Okay. Station.
A
tier. Pinups.
C.
It's fair. Diamond Dogs.
This song creeping me out. Diamond Dogs, B.
Okay. Aladdin Sing.
A.
Okay. Hunky Dory.
A.
All right. Space Oddity. The album.
B.
B tier. Low.
B.
B. Oh, how dare you! And Heroes.
B.
Okay. I'm seeing where you're going.
We've got a ways to go. These things might shift.
That's true. So I'm going to save that
because some of these I listen to more than others.
True.
And I mean, if we're being Amish here, I listened to some of those C's earlier today.
That's fair. So all right, we're gonna go back. I'll make mine.
What are you doing?
I had to.
Is this an internet thing? Are we on the internet right now?
Eric, are you not aware that the internet exists? Okay, so we're gonna save it. There we go.
Make sure that the creepy music is playing.
Yep. Eric 3H.
Eric hates David Bowie.
There we go. The nice thing about this music playing is we don't have to talk.
That's true. This is exactly the conversation we had in the last episode of the Supreme Resort.
Okay. Here. Do you want me to do mine, or do you care?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
That goes there. So, Buddha Suburbia's S tier. Ziggy Stardust Motion Picture, for reasons that we've discussed before, I'm putting B.
What the shit?
Pinup staying at C. Diamond Dogs goes up to the S tier.
Okay.
Man Who Sold the World.
That's just based on one song.
What?
Sweet Thing.
Yeah, and it's worth it.
Okay.
It's like the Fantasmic dinner package. It's like, I'm going to pay $90. I don't care. I'm in it for that.
There's a boat that's going to float by with Mickey on it.
Yeah, I'm into it. Station is going to stay at A. Aladdin Sane's going down to B for me. Hunky Dory. I'm going to make a bold move and put it at C.
Damn. I listened to that today and I'm like, I really like this. Okay. But whatever.
I really like it too, but it's not an all. It's like
I
cookies.
wouldn't put it in the same tier as
Cookies
pinups for like
neither would I. And
the
you
love
know
of God.
what I'm gonna
Wow.
do? I'm putting pinups down here.
Oh,
Hunky dory, much like cookies, according to Cookie Monster, is a sometimes food. Young Americans going up to A tonight. If there was an F tier, it's going to go there, but it's staying at D tier.
Young Americans, yeah, I think I could put there too. I really like Young Americans, yeah.
Black Tie White Noise going to this is
I don't know what that is.
I'd say as an average it goes to B. Tonight, like I said, staying in C. Next day is going to A. Black Star's going to S tier. Earthling's going to...
No, you cry at that one, yeah.
B tier. Yeah. I do enjoy crying. It's true. That is actually true. Heathen.
It loves crying.
I like it's like spicy food. I like strong emotions. Heathen. That's rough. I'm gonna go with A just because why not? Hours. Sorry, going to C. Let's Dance. Going to C. Lodgers going to. Hold on, we lost our music. 1 second.
I'm so confused by all of these albums I haven't listened to yet.
Never Let Me Down. Okay, I'm gonna make an unconventional move. It's considered one of his worst albums, along with Tonight.
Does he rap on that one?
No, that would be ridiculous. What's the guy's name? The guy that was in The Wrestler.
Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke does rap on it, though.
No.
Just to punish Tonight, I'm putting Never Let Me Down at C tier because the single is good. The David Bowie, the album that we aren't allowed to listen to, is staying at D. Scary Monsters
How many gnomes are on that album?
Not enough, and that's why. Scary Monsters, the first half of the album is going in A, second half is going in B, so averaging out to A. Realities staying at C tier. Outside's going up to S tier. Lodger.
Oh, damn. I got some stuff to look forward to.
Lodger is going to A as an average A tier, and you know where these bad boys are going? Right up here. Heroes and Low, right up on the S tier.
Low is on S? Are you kidding?
Well, for me.
Oh,
This
okay,
is my
for you.
Yeah. So
it is a mood. It is a mood.
Yeah. So mine, let's see. I don't think yours might not have saved, but it's fine.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I put up on the places, but I don't agree with your.
That's fine. It's look, this isn't about agreeing. This is about just having a conversation.
No, it's not. It's about who's right.
So final thing, S tier is Buddha Suburbia, Diamond Dogs, Black Star, Outside, Heroes, and Low. A tier, Station, Young Americans, The Next Day, Heathen, Scary Monsters, By a Hair, Lodger by a Hair, B tier, Space Oddity, Ziggy Stardust, Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. You listen to the podcast to find out why it's that low. Man Who Sold the World, Aladdin Sane, Black Tie White Noise, Earthling, C tier, Hunky Dory, Hours, Let's Dance, Never Let Me Down, In Reality, D tier, consists entirely of Tonight. You know what? Fuck it. It consists entirely of Tonight. I'm moving these. Never mind.
My food may eventually show up.
And then Eric's, let's see if we have it.
You didn't save it right.
I didn't say it right.
You deleted it because you disagreed with it.
No, that's not true.
No, you deleted my truths.
Your truth socials. Well, Oh wait, hold on. Yeah.
It's fine. We'll do it again.
We
next
will.
time.
Well, yeah, next time. Let's get some good music to play us out.
When is my Japanese food showing up? The answer is maybe in 20 minutes, but maybe not.
Yorks in. Nope.
How about we just watch Avoid These Mistakes at Disneyland?
Ooh, and leave it in?
Yeah, leave it in.
Okay. But first, a little Mickey Rourke rapping.
Oh, Mickey. Oh, no. What? Is this something I have to look forward to?
Oh, no, it's Shining Star, I think. God, this album's terrible. There it is.
You've shown me some of this stuff before. Vicky likes it.
Right? She loves it. She doesn't like it. She loves it.
Vicky, no. This is so awkward.
Where is it?
It's the 90s-est album cover I've ever seen.
This is 87.
Yeah, but it's the 90s-est.
That's true. So he was ahead of his time, like always. Like, where's the rapping? Oh, here it is. Hold on. I want to find exactly where the rapping is.
I've heard her reproduce this.
Okay, I need to find exactly where
Vicky.
this. I need to find exactly where this is.
So awkward.
So that I can bookmark it, so it's for easy reference. Okay, it's at 2:01. So 2:37. I'm leaving this in, by the way. I'm not editing a moment of this.
Please do.
Okay, so 2:38.
Shining Star, Making My Love.
Okay, so whenever we want, copy that.
Okay.
Do that.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, I'm gonna have
I've got another show to do, so we're not doing game night tonight.
Remove. I'll have to add it manually.
Is that David Bowie in this picture?
Yes.
What is his hair? Did he become another man?
Oh, you aren't. Oh, okay, hold on. It's time for a little bit of Bowie.
No, not yet. No,
you're gonna see it. Bowie mullet.
Oh, no.
So
I mean, the old mullet is fine.
Yes, this is.
Like
but then the comeback mullet, it's a very different beast.
Like the Labyrinth mullet, fine.
Well, Labyrinth is a wig.
Yeah, that's a wig. That's okay. I don't mind Labyrinth at all. But
so we have Ziggy mullet, kind of self-aware, kind of like
Ziggy's fine.
Yeah,
that's for its time. That's okay.
And it's like I know it's bad kind of thing, and it's that
right.
That's why it works.
Yeah,
and then you have this. Man, come on.
Is that good? Is it bad?
Well, it's a party in the back.
Oh, I mean that's
business
not
in the front.
That's not too bad. That image right there is not. That's not bad. That blonde mullet. I don't have a problem with the blonde mullet.
There he is.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's showing it off. Yeah, I don't have a big problem with that. He's like Neil Diamond. It reminds me of Neil Diamond.
We're
that
only,
album cover though is another thing.
It's bad. We're only I don't think you understand. We're only a few albums away from things getting really bad.
Fucking hell! Like that. Like just because there's more than mullet going on there. There's party on the top too.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's it's bad.
I don't want to see that, and that's going to be a few episodes from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Did you want to do the what not to do at Disneyland? What was it?
No, it's fine. We can go to bed. It's 5 p.m.
Okay. All right.
Eric and I are to do in a few hours.
Yeah.
Americans put gravy on biscuits?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We are definitely watching that.
I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos. That
Okay, before we do this, listener, we all know the episode is basically over. You have no reason to listen to this unless you just want to listen to us watch this video. So don't complain. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
He's got a YouTube award behind him.
Oh, he does. Hold on, let's get.
Who is this guy?
Hey, David, would you like to close out the episode by saying goodbye to our listeners and telling them to like and subscribe on our YouTube that doesn't exist?
Our YouTube exists.
Ah, dear listeners, what a journey we've had. We've wandered through heroes, dined on existentially questionable meals, and even dabbled in performance-enhancing sponsorships. A truly Bowie-esque evening. So before I fade back into the digital ether, do the right thing. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on our totally non-existent YouTube channel. Do it ironically. Do it sincerely. Just do it mysteriously enough that people start asking questions. And remember, whether for one day, one night, or forever, you too can be heroes. Until next time, stay strange.
All right. Okay. Now that it's just us cool people, let's watch this video.
And America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains.
This is Lost in the Pond. He has 784,000
Specifically,
subscribers.
food dishes that I only encountered after moving to the United States. And I'll be honest with you, those of you who have seen my food-related videos in the past will know that this video could be a list of 150 food dishes. So I've kept it to 6 in the hope that if it's successful, we'll do a part 2 and a part 3. And a part 4, you get the picture. Now, before we look at the dishes in question, if
this man has 780,000 subscribers.
In the meantime, here are 6 food dishes that I never encountered back in Britain, but did so.
This is a rabbit hole that you have never gone down because you don't watch YouTube.
No, I don't watch YouTube.
So, something that is like, just a boon on YouTube is like, I'm just gonna give the most obvious example, which is like Gen Xer or Gen Zers or Gen Alpha listening to classic rock. And I think the algorithm really loves it because people like me Gen Xers watch it to be like, yeah, you're finally learning what real music is. And where it becomes really obvious is when it's like hip hop kids being like, I'm going to listen to Fleetwood Mac. And then they're like, this slaps. This is fire.
Slaps. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And
Tusk is a total banger.
And it's all just to get, clicks. That's all it is.
Oh, goodness, I hate
Before I
the
became
internet.
a resident of the United States, the words clam and chowder very rarely found themselves emanating from my mouth. And similarly, the food item in question...
That man has less gray hair than I do.
Never did, because clam chowder is, of course, a
And he
dish
has
that
more
is
hair than
specifically
I do.
synonymous with American cuisine and, even more specifically, Northeastern cuisine. And for my non-American viewers who might
Northeastern cuisine.
Chowder, hopefully not at such a high frequency. Clam chowder is basically a chowder soup that contains...
Is someone delivering my food? I hope somebody's delivering my food. So
I
I
hope
can
someone is
stop
too.
this damn show.
Old England, I'm most familiar with New England. clam chowder. And you might be thinking, ooh, Lawrence, but I thought you lived in the Midwest. And I do live in the Midwest. But something that you need to know about the United States is that while it does have a lot of sort of regional dishes that
This man is talking about the Midwest.
Some dishes start live regionally and then make their way across the country, and the same is true
to
chowder. And I remember
Brits?
having it for the first time at a very
Is that the point?
seafood restaurant. And before you
Yeah,
go, Lawrence,
no,
it sounds like
he's
somebody's getting a little too.
He's British, and he's talking to us about America and how.
Because I live in America, and I'm from the Midwest. I know what cuisine is in the Midwest.
But here's most people watching this don't. The target audience is like, well, not me specifically, but people
children
like
in Florida.
me.
Like what?
No, it's like lived up people, and I mean that in the most hateful way possible. Who like the median voter who's like, oh, he just discovered clam chowder. How cute. Let's watch the British man eat clam chowder. And then like inevitably he loves it, even though he's like, oh, what's this? I don't know I can't believe anyone would ever eat this. And we get to laugh at that.
They put bacon and mushrooms on top of a hamburger.
Right. And so we watch it and we're like, oh, you crazy Brit. You don't know what anything is.
What a fool.
And then when he likes it, we get to feel satisfied that our cuisine is actually, better.
This was 10 years ago.
This is way elevated above jellied eels.
The only other time that I've had clam chowder,
where are the
mall,
mashy peas?
This is America, where there are more food courts than legal courts.
I can't wait to go to the loo and see what happens.
If you'd have asked me 20 years ago, Lawrence, what is Meatloaf? My answer would have been unequivocal. Meatloaf is that actor that was in Fight Club, the same guy that used to sing power ballads written by John Steinbeck.
It's the oldest picture of Meatloaf ever.
During the harsh winter of 2008.
A man who is dead.
That bad. I was introduced to a food item by the name of meatloaf, and it is literally, as the name suggests, a loaf of meat.
That's the worst meatloaf picture
pimento
I've ever seen.
That is pimento loaf right there.
I've just realised is the name
of
is wrong.
I love a good pimento
just
loaf.
Like with bread, it's usually served in slices.
Oh,
I
man.
wish somebody would have told me, or I tried to eat it with a spoon. Anyway, meatloaf food is not something that most British people would be familiar with, but in doing a little bit of research for this video, I discovered that Hacelet, which is a cut of meat that originated in my home county of Lincolnshire,
it gets worse.
is itself a type of meatloaf that doesn't enjoy anywhere near the ubiquity, a word that they dared me to get into the video, that meatloaf does in the United States. While some of the dishes on
chicken fried steak. I love a chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak's delicious.
There are some I only found out about in the last couple of years.
It's the worst name for a food ever.
But this includes a dish called chicken fried steak. In fact, if it hadn't been for my collaboration with a Scottish YouTube sensation by the name of Sean, I might to this day have no idea what that is.
Chicken fried steak.
Well, it's a good thing he met Sean.
Sean, who has a similar
I don't know if it was chicken or
YouTube
steak, but I think
channel
it's beef.
where they
Anyway,
do
don't
a
take
similar
my word for it.
thing.
Instead, here's me from 2 years ago with more details.
I hate this so much.
I know. It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Did he have it with eggs?
Makes it. I'm just going to try a little.
Why wouldn't he? Why didn't he?
Yeah,
it's a breakfast food.
Definitely still fried. But Sean was right. I mean, this is pretty phenomenal, and I think that,
It is phenomenal. Eat it.
Hey, but I'd go into cardio.
Stop making a video about it.
Perhaps the biggest surprise is that while it does indeed contain steak, and while it is indeed fried, there is no chicken. And speaking of chicken, guess what's for dinner? I'll give you a clue. It arrived courtesy of today's sponsor.
Nope, it's an ad.
No ads from us.
There's two ways about it.
Cornbread.
Obsessed with chili. You might be thinking, Lawrence, the transition slide didn't say anything about chili. What are you talking about?
I was about to say, that doesn't look like cornbread.
Accompanied by a side dish.
I do not like cornbread.
Particularly popular with my wife's family.
I love cornbread.
And just
I wouldn't put honey on it. What the hell?
That is not corn as in the new metal band. No, corn as in cornmeal, which is the chief ingredient of cornbread. And it's pretty nice when it's not green.
Cornbread is only good when it's paired with chili.
In which it was.
That's the only time I like cornbread.
One of
That's
many
true.
examples pointing to America's obsession with
Biscuits and
corn.
gravy. Okay,
we're going to go
fine.
biscuits and gravy. Here
For
we
most
go.
of us Brits who relocate here to America, hearing the word biscuits and gravy in the same sentence.
Oh,
is
I thought it
profoundly
was
frightening,
cookies.
because there are two things that I think
Ha ha ha!
here. here.
I wanted
Really
some
the
chips.
question is usually this sort of thick white concoction that's quite spicy. Compare this to the gravy that
Quite
we
spicy?
provided by the likes
Come
of
on.
Crisco, which is a darker,
Well,
thinner kind of.
It's got pepper in
The major
it.
difference is the way. In
Well,
which
and
Americans
he's
define
British,
He's
the
British.
so-
Yes.
In Britain,
Yes.
of course, a
And there
biscuit
is
what
there is
Americans would
sage
call a
in
cookie. So
most
perhaps you can see why the
sausages.
term biscuits and gravy might make us do a bit of.
There's a small amount of
In America,
pepper.
a biscuit is a form of savoury baked bread that they push on you a little too much at Red Lobster. And I say too much because American style.
No,
biscuits
no one
are
goes to Red
really nice.
Lobster.
It's closed now.
What?
About
What?
6 or 7
Well,
of
it's
those
closed.
before my fish and chips arrives. Of course I still eat the fish and chips. Do you think I'm a psychopath? And I must say, since it is a popular dish here in the Midwest, biscuits and gravy.
Boring. That's tacos.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing if you're talking about Red Lobster. Tacos?
Really ought to come with a
Okay,
couple
this
of
video's over.
One,
Come on.
tacos,
Okay, it's over.
People know what tacos are.
Yeah, and that's insane. If he thinks that anyone believes that he didn't know what a taco was.
I didn't know what a taco was.
I
until
thought it was
moved to
called a taco.
America.
I thought it was called a taco while I ate my burrito. Well, if you're still
I asked
listening,
for chips and they gave me chips that were fried slices of potato instead of
they gave
French
me
fries.
fried, savory, potato-based biscuits. What a dumb language they speak.
78,000 subscribers.
I'm telling you, we just have to come up with...
We're wrong. You and I are wrong.
No, we are. We are absolutely wrong.
Yeah. Wait.
Yep.
Oh, no, 784. No, not 78.4. It's 784,000 subscribers. Yeah, you and I fail.
I
on a
agree.
regular basis.
I completely agree. Training.
Our best thing that we do has like 1,000 people that are like, I disagree with them.
Have you seen this? This is the Waffle House training video.
I love the Waffle House.
Oh, get ready to change your mind about that.
And I have not seen.
Hello, my name is Greg Hall. Today we're going to discuss the pull drop mark call-in system. This system is the only approved method for
Listener,
calling in,
you
marking,
really
and
have no
preparing food
reason
at
to
Waffle
continue listening
House.
unless
Pull
you
drop
just
mark call-in
want
system is made up of 3 basic
to hear
steps.
our reaction
The
to
pull,
this.
The only reason I'm still on this is because my wife is out of town. I have nothing else to do until 9 p.m. tonight.
The pull refers to the number
Okay, so she just said
and type of
pull
meats
1
to be
quarter.
cooked.
Get ready. This is going to
Pull
get
one
wild.
bacon, for example, would
pull
instruct
one
the
bacon.
operator to pull 3 strips of bacon from the refrigerator and place it on the grill. Notice that I said 1 bacon and not a bacon. You must always use an exact number.
What?
These numbers refer to the number of orders to be cooked and not necessarily the number of pieces of meat.
Yep.
While you pull 1 T-bone, when pull 1 T-bone is called, you would pull 2 pieces of pork chop when pull 1 pork chop is called, because 1 order of pork chops is actually 2 chops. How well?
Oh, good. Thank you.
Does not need to be
Thank
called
you,
in at this time,
Greg.
unless that steak is rare or medium rare. The cooking instructions will come later in the call-in during the mark.
Oh, thank God.
Grill operators, go ahead and season all red meats before you move on to the next step. One final
That looks
thing
awful.
to remember for the pull. If you have a sausage sandwich, it must be called in sausage for a sandwich so that the 2 patties can be pressed together to form a large sausage sandwich patty.
Okay. Are you keeping up with what's going on?
Okay, thank you. I'm learning a lot.
Okay.
Please keep going. I have a lot to learn.
It's about to get more complicated.
Oh, good. Do I need to get some... Do I need to get a beer to like...
By the way, this is why I think fights break out at Waffle House.
I ordered a sausage. Well,
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I gave you two patties of pork.
So just imagine this insanity is going on in your corporate training, and a fight is breaking.
Hot drinks, very simple. This.
This
Not.
is like, this is anti in terms of like thesis and antithesis. This is anti hot drinks.
Drop 1 hash brown scattered.
Once a salesperson has visually verified that all the meats have been pulled to the grill or to a plate on top
What's
of
a salesperson?
they will say drop to specify how many scoops of hash browns to put on the grill and whether they are scattered or in the ring. Don't worry about any toppings that go into the hash browns, whether they're double or triple at this point. That will come
That's a
later.
lot of words on the screen.
Yep.
All the hash browns are in the ring.
This is what happens when like a gambling addict makes a restaurant.
If none of them, they'll say drop 3 hash browns.
Drop 3 hash browns scattered.
Some are in the ring and some are scattered. They'll
no hash browns.
Number that are in the ring. For example,
like they haven't even said what the ring is.
And one is in the ring.
What is the ring?
3 hash browns, 1 in the ring. The drop is also a time where the salesperson can let you know if the customer wants the hash browns scattered well or scattered light.
Mm-hmm.
The salesperson may say drop
scattered
hash
well or
browns
light,
well, and this lets you know that the customer wants their hash browns cooked well. They may also ask you to drop 1 hash brown
If a chair
steamed.
gets thrown at your head at
In
this
that
time,
case,
block it
the
with your
salesperson
forearm.
will bring you half full glass of ice, and you'll
It's like my dad who's like
under the dome. According to Waffle House.
I want pancakes extra well done.
Patty melt plate scattered, smothered, covered, and
And at least that means like, okay, cook the pancake until it's like
grill
brown.
Right. They will call in the full.
That's not that hard.
It is at this point that the salesperson will call all the details of the order into you, including
who's Mark
to be cooked, which hash browns will be doubles or
No,
triples,
this is
and
the
also
next
any toppings that
part
will go into
of the
hash
ordering,
browns.
the very complicated
This is where the
ordering.
magic
Oh God,
marker
here we go.
system begins.
Okay.
Oh no, Welch's.
No, this is where it gets really good.
It is your job to begin placing markers on the plates using the special
they've
code
got pieces
that Waffle
of
House has
cheese.
designed to help you remember exactly how everything is to be prepared. We call the system
They
magic.
keep repositioning the jelly.
Do not notice the markers on the plates and think you have memorized all of the orders that were being called in. In reality, you're just using our code to mark the orders so that you can read the plates and get orders prepared quickly.
It's very simple. It's very simple and very, very
They
easy to
removed
remember.
the mayonnaise and put mustard in the place.
Well, and sometimes the mayonnaise is
scattered,
upside
smothered,
down.
covered, and
Sometimes
peppered.
it's not. Sometimes it's on a
Now
different
that
part
you've
of the
got
plate.
the marks on the plates, it's time for one last step in the pull drop mark system, the callback. The salesperson will be watching you as you mark the plates and also waiting for you to call back the order to make sure you've got it exactly right. Don't keep them waiting. Call back the order to them as soon as you get it marked so that they can get back to take care of the customer.
Does Mark agree with this?
Okay, here. This is the meat and potatoes. This is the magic marker
Now that you
system.
understand
Here we
the
are.
basics
We're
of the
ready to
pull
go.
drop mark system, I'll talk you through the most common marks and show you.
Listeners, this will tie back into Bowie soon.
Oh, I'm sure. Let's say it ties
Waffle
back
House
to
is one of
outside.
the world's leading server of eggs.
What a fun
So
joke
why
that
don't we
is.
talk about them first?
I don't get it.
Breakfast are automatically served with grits and white toast. A customer may choose to have a biscuit
big
or possibly wheat
fucking
raisin
piece of
Texas toast instead,
bread.
and can also serve
Not even toast.
sliced tomatoes or oatmeal for their grits. Let's start off by marking an
Here we
order
go.
scramble. Simply place a right side up jelly pack vertically
Uh-huh.
in the bottom position of the plate.
Yep.
The jelly pack represents 2 eggs, which we call an order, and the location of the plate tells us that they are scrambled.
Yep.
With the plate
What?
marked like this, the customer is getting an order of scrambled eggs with white toasting.
This man is married.
If the customer
can see.
would rather have hash browns,
By a tiny piece of metal
shreds of hash browns
fused to his finger.
I'm
His
married.
red hand.
I'm married to my
instead of grits.
to
Simply
my
add a
OCD.
slice of tomato, and for oatmeal
What?
instead of grits, simply
This
add a
one?
napkin,
What? Why did he take it off the
a
plate?
brown sugar pack
because it's something different.
on top of it.
There we go. That means
If
you're
a
getting
customer
oatmeal.
wants their grits to be served in a bowl, you would indicate that by placing a napkin on the plate,
Yep.
as all bowls on a plate must be served with a napkin underneath
What?
to prevent sliding.
Okay.
In this order,
Okay.
if the customer wants wheat toast, we simply flip the jelly pack over to
There we go.
indicate wheat.
There it is. So you
Oh,
get
yeah.
that's
Of apple
2 eggs
butter,
scrambled.
If the customer
But wheat.
wants raisin toast.
Oh, raisin toast is. But
If the customer wants a slice of Texas toast,
we're still just
or a
talking about
biscuit
2
instead,
eggs scrambled.
mark
by
the
the way.
eggs with a jelly pack and place a slice of Texas toast or a biscuit on the plate to remind you that they prefer to have Texas toast or a biscuit instead.
Food service workers
Some folks
deserve to
like
get
have
paid
their
so much
toast
more.
unbuttered.
As a person who eats breakfast
We
sometimes,
have a
I'm
special
very
mark to
upset.
pull the butter. Easily enough, it's a butter packet underneath the jelly packet like this.
That means
So
hold the
what
butter.
if a customer wants?
Oh, okay.
Easy. Mark the eggs and then put an additional jelly pack beside the egg marker to indicate the extra order of toast, like this.
There we are. See,
Now that we've learned some
you
of
would
the
think
basics
that
of
that
marking
means
eggs,
it's 4
let's
eggs.
look at
but
some
no,
other variables to keep
it
in mind
means
when
it's extra
marking egg
toast.
orders. While most customers order 2 eggs, occasionally a customer may only want a single egg.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, we'll mark the egg in the appropriate position to show how the egg is cooked, and then place a ketchup pack below it. In that case, we'll mark the egg in the appropriate position to show how the egg is cooked, and then place a ketchup pack below it.
So Welch's, that's scrambled.
Here you can see that I've marked a single overnight breakfast. In other cases, a customer may be hungry and might want 3 eggs. To mark a triple, you'll mark the eggs with the jelly pack.
This is training designed by a gambling addict.
Below the jelly pack.
So you have to. The entire plate is designed by where you put the jelly.
Yes, and the other condiments and the napkin.
Eggs, then how might you mark the plate if a customer wants 4 eggs? That's right.
This screams to me of like,
on top of each other,
hey,
like this.
So-and-so came up with this really cool way to like remind them like what the order is, and then they're like, okay, let's make that code for the entire corporation.
The mark for our signature.
How about when someone says, I want my 2 eggs sunny side up, you just put 2 eggs sunny side up on the plate?
And then simply add slices of cheese. You want to remember that the customer gets 1 slice of cheese for
only one.
So if the customer wants 2 eggs, they get 2 slices of cheese.
Oh,
this is not
a triple scrambled
mind you.
Cheese. You add the mustard pack below the jelly pack to make it a triple, and add a 3rd slice.
Now I'm
of
still
cheese.
not sure if that cheese goes on the eggs or if this is just
you also
a marker.
A small corner of the cheese and place it on the top
small
of the
corner
to help you that it comes with cheese.
Oh, there. Oh, okay. That's how you.
That's egg scramble light. So
okay. Here's what I'm getting is that this 3 slices of cheese represents 3 eggs, not with cheese. But if you tear off a corner of one of the slices of cheese and put it on top of the Welch's, which is on top of the mustard packet,
that's
which, by
the bonus
the way,
round for the server.
Which, by the way, mustard not involved in any of these foods for the breakfast plate. Then that means that the cheese does in fact go on the eggs.
Mark the scrambled eggs and include an upside down mayo pack to indicate.
He pulled all the cheese off the plate.
And remember to remove the marker before you take the plate to the customer.
Yes, please. Never leave the tiny slice of cheese.
Don't clue them in on how insane this environment is.
To show that they want the scrambled eggs to be cooked well.
This is Waffle House.
Yes.
This is the
we'll
worst shade in America.
And overwell eggs. An order of light is marked with the jelly pack.
This is IHOP
the plate.
-2.
An order over medium is logically right in the middle of the plate.
Logically, yep.
And an order of a well is all the way to the right side of the plate.
Yep. As that makes sense.
Notice.
Heaven forbid it get bumped
from left to right. Let's look at the last few types of eggs available for the Waffle House.
Okay.
Dan, this video is 25 minutes long.
As up, and mark them by placing the marker up on the top of the plate, like this.
Oh no! What happens when it's at the top?
That's for their eggs to be basted, which means
that means your eggs need to be partially chickens,
just below the up egg position. Poached eggs are another less common order. And these eggs are made by cooking the egg whites and yolks.
Next time any students
the mark for poached is between the scrambled
math class
and
I'm
over medium
supporting
positions.
complain about math being complicated.
Sometimes a customer may not want toast, grits.
He's explaining how to what a poached egg is. That is not your responsibility as someone bringing food to a person.
An order over well. Hold the grits. Notice that I used a 9-inch waffle plate, but still marked the eggs.
I noticed. Yes, thank you.
This slightly smaller plate is a visual reminder that the customer doesn't want grits. Can you guess how to mark those?
Why would they not want grits?
That's right. You'd use the same marker, only you'd place it on a small plate to remind you that they do not want toast or grits.
There we go.
That's the exact same.
Finally, if a customer wants to hold the toast, you simply place a butter knife on the plate.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there. And a butter knife. There we go.
These rules for
right in the middle of the plate
and on the side apply to all egg orders, including omelets. You may have asked yourself why I made sure to keep the jelly packs vertical when marking the egg breakfast.
You may have asked yourself, why am I
That's
still
because
in
if
this
I
room
turn
watching
the
this
pack
video?
horizontally like this, it means that this is now the mark for an omelet. There are
This is the worst
mark an
training
omelet.
video I've ever seen,
it's,
Dan.
it's amazing.
Sausage, bacon, and plain. I'm going to show you an easy way to remember them.
Oh, good. There's an easy way.
The number one position here at the top of the plate represents ham. You can remember ham is number one because a side order of ham comes with one.
I have a headache.
No,
I have a real bad headache.
Side.
Mind you, this
In the number two
Welch's
position is
this Welch's thing is also your marker for eggs, and he hasn't clarified. Now we're talking about breakfast meats, but we're still dealing with just one Welch's thing. So
Right. One Welch's thing that may or may not have a mustard packet or
right. So
ketchup packet
it's not
underneath
entirely clear at this point whether the Welch's is about the eggs or about the meat.
The sausage.
But it's sideways now, so
per order, and the marker.
So I
is in
think
the
that
number
means
two
the meat,
position.
but now we
I
don't
think that
know
means
anything.
he has to cut off his left index finger and put it on the plate.
In an order and a mark in the number three position.
The number three position.
The plain position is the only one.
Man, it
left.
has some
It's in the
very
number four position
red
here on
hands.
the left side of the
No,
plate.
let's do the alcoholism.
Examples of omelets that have a mark in the number four position could be omelets with no meat in them, such as cheese
Wait,
omelet.
his nose is in the frame now.
Oh,
using
it's the
horizontal jelly.
Okay, I'm catching on. This is omelets. So if it's to the side, then that means that we're talking just about what goes in the omelet.
The packet in the number four position.
Goodness.
And a piece of the corresponding ingredient. Here you can see a cheese omelet.
Oh, there we go.
We put the cheese
Clearly.
underneath
Which is indicated
the
by a
jelly.
horizontal jelly pack.
This is
with
cheese
the
that
right
I
side up
suspect
salad dressing
they don't
pack underneath.
put on the food. This is purely just marker cheese.
And a cheesesteak omelet.
Already removed the
Right side up
cheese
ketchup packet.
Yeah,
and the ranch dressing or whatever that
just slice
was.
the cheese. Yeah.
Oh,
The
look,
jelly
cheese is
pack
back.
in Number four position.
Number 4. Waffles.
Now we're going to learn about how to use the magic
Waffles
marker
are our
system.
namesake.
About
So of course
waffles.
we need to learn how to mark them correctly. A regular waffle is marked.
Dan, this is the
right side
worst
buttercup.
I know.
training video you've ever showed me.
To mark a pecan waffle, simply turn the buttercup over like this.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's upside down.
Or another favorite and are easy to mark. Simply mark
Yep.
a regular waffle
Yeah.
and place a few pieces of chocolate chip on top of the marker. Sometimes a customer wants their waffle light or dark, so we need to mark it accordingly. We mark the light
That means something?
same way we mark the light or well-scrambled eggs.
Okay,
Why
here we
is
go.
there so much code at Waffle House?
And a right side up mayo pack.
This is a place where people go to eat
Looking
cheap
at the pack may
food.
help you remember
Now look,
which is light and which is dark.
No
Notice the
English.
upside down
Okay,
has
this
no
is
text
simple.
and is lighter in color.
Es muy
The
simple.
label side looks darker because of the text on it.
El
For those hungry
mayonnaise
customers, we
packet.
offer a double waffle, which
Dark-
is marked by stacking
dark
the buttercups on top of
Waffello.
each other like this. Finally, if a salesperson calls in a waffle to go, use a to-go syrup packet to remind you that it goes in a to-go plate.
Mind your brazos and manos.
Oh my God! Now we're
Now
going to
let's
get into
talk about
breakfast
our breakfast
sandwiches.
sandwiches.
Here we go.
Just like omelets, these sandwiches have the same four positions:
Uh-huh.
ham,
Look
sausage,
at all those pickles.
bacon,
And-
and plain.
Pickles, I don't
To
think
mark a
they go
sandwich,
on the
place
breakfast
2 pickle
sandwich. I think they're
slices in the
there
appropriate
purely as a
position.
marker.
Here, you can see
Oh,
I put 2
here we go.
pickle slices in the number 3 position, which tells me
Why is
this is
there
a bacon
pickle
sandwich.
juice on my
If
on
I
my
add,
Why is that number
sandwich?
3?
I know this is a bacon cheese sandwich.
I think it's you
To
starting
make this
at
a bacon,
like
egg, and
1,
cheese sandwich,
2, 3.
I'll add this right side up mayo packet to the right side of the plate.
There we go. Okay.
Don't let this mayo pack confuse you. As long as you see 2 pickles
Yeah,
on the
don't let
plate,
it confuse you.
You know this is a sandwich. When marking a sandwich, this mayo pack and pickles means a sandwich with eggs.
Mm-hmm.
If a customer wanted the eggs on their sandwich to be scrambled instead of the standard over well egg, I'd move this mayo pack down to the bottom of the plate.
It's been a few years since I've actually been to a Waffle House, but I guarantee this is not how it was presented with any of the food I was given.
In the plain position to show that there's no meat, Add the slice of
I
cheese.
think really skilled
And put the
Waffle
mayo
House
pack here on the right side to show the egg is cooked over
patrons will watch
What
this
if the customer
video,
wants
and
to
instead
have a
of
sandwich
saying
on
their
his biscuit
order, they will
or
just
Texas
hand
toast?
the server a
The mark
plate
remains
that
the
is
same,
already
but you must
marked.
include the biscuit.
Excuse me.
I'd like one of these.
To let us know the customer doesn't want it served on the standard toast.
I don't want it served on the standard toast.
The mark for deluxe. Sometimes a customer wants to add lettuce, tomato, or grilled onions to a sandwich that doesn't automatically come with it.
Mm-hmm.
We call that sandwich deluxe.
Right.
Let's say
Now, I don't see any lettuce, tomato, or anything
lettuce,
on
tomato,
that
and grilled
counter.
onions.
We charge $17 more for that.
And you would mark it with 2 pickles in the plain position.
Right.
But you got to have the pickles on there to let them know that it's deluxe.
A leaf of lettuce, a slice of
Oh, there we
tomato,
go. Oh,
and
wow.
a piece of diced onion.
But
What
do
if the
not put
customer
that
didn't want
lettuce
the
and
grilled
tomato
onions
and
on the
diced
sandwich?
onion on the sandwich
Easy.
itself. This is merely
The
a
salesperson
marker.
would call in, mark egg cheese deluxe, hold the onion, and you would mark it the same way, except you would not put the piece of onion on the plate.
Or you could just write it down.
The onion is a mystery marker.
For our signature Waffle House hash browns.
Please discard the onion before the customer sees it.
Add a few shreds of hash browns on a platter with the marker. Here, I'll mark a bacon
A few shreds of hash browns.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's putting 2 pickles. He's got the 2 pickles are in the 3rd position. The mayonnaise is in what
If
I
a
imagine
customer
the
wants a
2nd
single
position as
hash brown on the side.
cheese.
Place a few
Yeah,
shreds
cheese
of
was
hash
on the
browns
4th
on the plate.
position.
We've moved to a different plate
Okay,
already.
now it's just a plate with some hash browns on
Goes
top of
on
it.
a waffle plate.
Oh, now we have hash browns
And
on a
triple
waffle
hash
plate.
brown will go on a
Two
plate.
hash
hashes.
If a customer wants ingredients such as onions, add
3 hashes on the other plate.
simply add a piece of the add-on to the shreds of hash browns like this.
Right. Because potato and onion famously
Steamed hash
look
browns
very different.
are marked by adding a buttercup to the shreds of the hash browns.
What the hell is this?
And a hash brown all the way is marked by adding a right side up dressing pack to the
Dan,
shred.
we've been watching this for 18 minutes, and I still don't know what the point
No,
is.
it's riveting. It's absolutely riveting. And now we're on to dinners
Now that we've
and
covered
major
breakfast items.
whatever.
Oh, meat sandwiches.
And major meat sandwiches. All major meat dinners
Major meat.
automatically come with hash browns.
That's
and a
what they
piece of
call them in
grilled Texas
college,
toast.
major meat.
Our major meat and egg.
I mean, he's kind of ripped. I don't mind.
Include eggs and white meat. Our steak meals require a little extra work when marking.
This is a man
because
who
we will
I
show
just get the
how
feeling
well the customer
says
wants their steak
koozie
cooked
on a regular
by where
basis.
we place the marker on the plate. T-bone dinner medium, for instance, is marked with a right side up buttercup in the middle of the plate.
Okay.
And a
Right side up buttercup means
well the steak is
we're going to put some steak on this plate eventually.
So the bottom of the plate is rare,
Uh-huh.
then up to medium rare,
Uh-huh.
Why?
medium well,
What is?
finally well done.
Who is this?
You don't have to worry about
Who does this mention this to?
pork chop,
Is that the cook
ham, as these are always cooked well done.
or the patron who's like,
corresponding
that buttercup's all the way at the top. That's good. Real well done.
eggs, well done,
Well, and
over medium.
none this doesn't this doesn't
I
take
got
in-
some jelly on there too.
this doesn't take into account that
But
like
if we flip the buttercup over, we
these
now
will be
have the mark
moving
for a
like
ribeye.
Oh no, it's upside down now. I haven't been listening. I'm losing.
Mustard pack represents,
I'm gonna get fired, Dan.
while upside down, we've marked country ham.
Oh, okay, good.
Country ham.
Ketchup pack is used to mark a sirloin dinner. Mayonnaise pack represents a quarter-pound hamburger.
Uh-huh. Unless
When
it's
right side
breakfast,
up.
in which case it's something else.
And chicken when upside down.
No.
Oh, okay.
There are 2 ways
Obviously.
to add some great flavor to their dinner or major meat and eggs, and that is by making them Southern Classic or Country Classic. Southern Classic meals are marked using the normal marker and adding an upside-down dressing packet. Country Classic is easy, as all you have to do is place a piece of mushroom and diced onion with the mark to remind you to add onions.
Oh, I get it.
Next, I want to talk about our major meat sandwiches. Probably
Thank you. Please. It's about time.
Our quarter-pound hamburger, which we simply call quarter. Quarters and all major meat sandwiches come deluxe and should be marked the same way we discussed earlier. Here,
Quarters are
we have
deluxe.
Marker quarter deluxe. The marker is a right-side-up mayo pack with lettuce, tomato, and a piece of onion. The chicken sandwich is another popular menu item.
I think I have a fever now.
Hold on, we're almost there.
And
we only have a few more minutes.
Several more minutes of training. Okay, keep going. Let's power through it. I have to learn.
Have a pork chop sandwich.
This makes
pork chop sandwich.
Okay. We have the mark for a country ham sandwich.
You know that
if it's upside down and then it's ham, the other part of pork.
You know they have that the Waffle House rule where like
sandwich.
If the Waffle House is shut
Customers
down, then that
will
means it's
often
like a
add
major
bacon to their major
emergency.
meat sandwich. If this is the case,
This
a
just
half
makes me
order of
think of
bacon
like
is included on
that
the
Waffle
sandwich,
House
and
that's
the
like
plate is to
in the
be
middle of an
marked with a
emergency,
piece of
just
chunked
holding
ham
on,
to
staying
represent
open,
the bacon.
just for the community. And
here
there's
you can
a
see
bunch of employees
a
in there going,
bacon quarter
okay,
cheese
where's the mustard packet going?
deluxe.
There's a small quarter of ham I got to put on this plate.
With their own special way of preparation and
And
marking,
it's not
as
like-
they are not handled like major meat sandwiches. An original is
It's
marked
not like
with a
one
single pickle in the
thing,
center of the plate.
One small
with a piece
change
of onion
is like,
on top of
it's, you know,
If a
oopsie,
customer
we put
wants two
Swiss
patties,
cheese instead
the
of
mark
American
for a
cheese. It's
double
like an
original would
entirely
include one
different
pickle
dish.
and 2 pieces of onion.
And every time I see his nose on the like
final items will cover
top down
House wrap.
image, I think it's a penis.
All sandwiches can be served. as
Oh, it
wrapped
is.
and are marked exactly as they would be for the corresponding sandwich. You simply add a tortilla to the plate.
If you are a woman, you need to find a man to put your penis near the plate.
There we go.
Women are not allowed to make burritos.
Marker is in the scramble position because
Unless
all
you're a
wraps
Hispanic.
include scrambled eggs. Milk is a sandwich that is served with grilled bread, 2 slices of cheese, and
By the way, ice is coming.
sandwiches can be served as melts.
Oh, this guy is. He
mark
has
them out.
ice on
the
the
appropriate
phone
mark.
right now
Include the type
as
of
we
bread
are
to be
talking.
grilled and the slices of cheese with the mark.
I don't care if you have your passport.
Sandwich with the right side up ketchup pack, 2 slices of cheese, and 2 pieces of ketchup.
It's
Well, that's
gross.
okay.
I love that,
we
like
didn't
that
cover every
finishing
single
move
mark
with his
that
hand, where
exists.
it's like, see,
So
look
if you
how
are
simple this
unsure
is.
about any of the marks, always consult
Every
and always
version
serve
of
in hand
this
like
meal
bread.
is not a real meal because they don't have any of the protein in it.
Full drop mark
but
is not only mandatory,
It just makes it less appetizing.
for reducing stress in the restaurant and providing consistent, delicious food for all of our customers.
You catch that? It's about reducing stress. Hold on. Hold on.
Consistent and delicious, yes.
Well, that's all for today. Remember, we didn't cover every single mark that exists. So
There's
if you are
more.
unsure about any of the marks, always consult the Waffle House way. And always wear gloves when handling ready-to-eat foods, such as many
Which he
of our
didn't.
markers. The pull drop mark system is not only mandatory here at the Waffle House, it is also a proven method for reducing stress in the restaurant and providing consistent, delicious food for all of our customers.
If your name is Paco, you're gonna get a visit from ICE today.
Reduces stress. Oh, that's my favorite part. Is it reduces stress? there's nothing about that reduces stress.
24 minutes of video that doesn't explain anything ever.
Nope. Fitting.
All I know is that the next time I go to the Waffle House and I see an upside down mayonnaise packet, I'm gonna go,
I'm sorry.
Wait. Can you please explain this to me?
All right. This is going to be the end of the episode. If you're still listening after we warned you and you're like, wait.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why are we still recording?
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Goodbye.